Hey guys, so this is the database part. So we'll see how the database for this app actually works and how the database looks and how the database is actually modeled. So here this is the one second. So here this is the database, which is Cloud Firestore, and all this is actually the database of the app, the model of the app. So there are three collections: communities, query, and users. You can think of collections as folders, and in that collections there are documents, and you can think of these documents as files inside a folder. So each and every document is unique and each and every folder is unique, so you have to name them uniquely to differentiate. So let me show you how we store data in the database. So the first place where we store the data is actually in the additional details page, where we store users phone number and WhatsApp number. So when you click the next button, which is this next button dot set on click listener, this line, this part is like this part runs. So here you can see that we have created a new app services object dot add user details. So this add user details is in the app services class. So let's go there. So this is the app services class, and you can see there is one method called add user details. So here we take two arguments, one is string phone and another one is string WhatsApp phone. So these two are the numbers entered by user. Now first we have to create a map. So actually in Firestore, if we want in the database, if we want to store any data, we have to make that a map. So here I have made a map called details, and we'll put one after one things in the map. So as you know, that map is a key value pair database, so key value pair data object. So we have to mention a key name and its value. So here one is called UID, and its value is user.getUID. Actually this user is the authenticated user, the user who has logged in. So we can get the user's UID, which is actually unique to that user. So we save that UID, and then user's name, which we will get using user.getDisplayName, user's email, user's display picture, and later we save user's phone number and WhatsApp phone number. And the phone number and WhatsApp phone number, as I said, we get from these two. And then once the details map is once we have completed putting data into that details map, we save that details map inside Firestore database. So here as you can see, there is one thing called DB. So this DB is actually a reference to the database. So Cloud Firestore is a service, so there are so many databases in the Cloud Firestore. So to identify the database linked to this app, there is this one function called Firebase firestore.getInstance. So this will return the reference to our database, and we store that inside a variable called DB, and using that variable we can call this method using db.collection. So if you want to create a collection, or if you want to add something in that collection, we have to mention like this. So db.collection, and this is the collection's name, users, and so this will create a collection called users. And if you want to put a document inside that collection, you have to write .document, and we have to also mention that document's name, which is user.getUID. And inside that document we again create a collection called collection details. So inside that details collection we again create a document once again called details, and inside that we put the details map with dot set method. So I'll show you how this actually looks. So here is the database. So we have created a collection called users, and we have, so this one's create a collection called users, and we again created a document called user.getUID, which is this one. So all these are the documents inside the users collection. So basically all these are users. So as I said, user UID is a unique UID relating to that user. So these are all the UIDs. So if I open one UID, we can again see there are different collections in here. So right now we have created a collection called details, as you can see here, collection details, and again in that collection we have again created a document called details. So if I open that details collection, we can see that there is one more document called details, and if you open that, we can see that we can see the map that we have stored. So here everything, DP, email, name, phone number, UID and WhatsApp number, everything is stored here. So like we can store that using this dot set. So this is how we store the users details. And the second place where we store the data in database is actually in the add skills page. Here once the user adds a skill inside the box, we get that skill using dot get text, and then we save that text inside a new map called data. Here again we put a key value pair called skill and its value as text, and this text is the text that user have entered inside the box. So if you put after putting this key value pair in the map, we again call this method, which is db.collection users. Now we have already created this users collection before, so if the users collection is already created, it won't again create a new thing, so it will again store that data inside this collection only. So db.collection users dot document user.getUID. So we have to store these skills inside the users document, because every user has a unique skill, every user enters a unique skill, so we have to put that skill inside the users document only. So here document.user.getUID, and again we have created a different folder called skills. So as you can see, so this is the users collection, this is the get user UID document, and here there is another collection called skills. Previously we have, for details we have created a folder called details, for skills we have created a folder called skills, and inside these skills there are again 3 different documents. So here without instead of writing dot set, we have written dot add. So if we write dot add, we don't have to specify the name of the document, it will directly give a random name and it will add the data. As you can see, there are these random names given to the documents, and inside that document we can see there is one skill called Premiere Pro, another skill called Flutter, another skill called Android Studio. So this is how we add skills. And the next part where we again add data to the database is inside the create community page, and there again we store the community's name and its place. So again here we have this services dot create community method. So services here is actually again the app services object. So if we go to the app services class, we can see there is this method called create community. So inside this create community, again we are creating a map called community, and we are creating and we are putting the details inside that community map. So here this is name, this is place, this is query, and this is ID. Actually, to differentiate each and every community, I have assigned a unique identification number called ID. So for users we already have a unique identification number called UID, but for communities we do not have anything, so we create it by our own using the UUID class, which is actually a part of Android, so you don't have to worry about that. So we create a unique unique string called ID, and we also store that, and we also create this query thing. So for users to search the community name, we create this query string also. So query string is actually the name of the database, and everything is in lowercase. So we type this name.toLowercase function to make the name to lowercase, and we also replace the spaces, and so we also remove the spaces. So there is this another function called replace, where you replace the spaces with nothing. So this query string is nothing but the name of the community, everything in lowercase and without any spaces, and we also save that query inside the community map. So once the community map is done, we again save that map in the database using this. So here once again there is db.collection communities. So here we do not save the details of the community inside users collection, because it is not user specific. So we save it in communities, we save it in communities collection. And here we again, as we did for user, inside the communities collection we again saved a document with a unique ID, which is this, and again inside that we created a collection called details, and inside that we again created a document called details, and there we set the community details. So as you can see here, if I go out, so this is the communities collection, and in here there are these unique numbers, and each one is a different community. So if I go to this, you can see there is one collection called details, and inside that there is once again a document called details, and inside that there is the data, ID, its ID, name, place, and query. So if we see, there is one so this is the Dayanand Sagar College community. So its name, its place, and its query, as I said, everything in lowercase without the spaces. So this is the this is the part where we save the details of the communities, and also we have to save the query of the community. So once we have saved that in the collections, in the communities collection, and again we save it as you can see, we have again saved that inside another collection called query. So we'll do that again, same as the previous thing. We have again created a map called add query, and we have placed the same details inside it as we have did in the community map. Then we again add that to the database using db.collection query .document id .set, and we have created and we have added the query details here, like add query. So that is all. And once again after creating this community, we automatically save the user, we automatically make the user join the community that he or she has created. So once this thing is completed, we again call this join community method. So if you see inside the join community method, there is id, name and context. So don't worry about this context, this is for Android. So we again save the user inside a community and the name of the user. So if you can see that there is another map called data, and we put the id and the name of the community. So this is the id and this is the name of the community. We get that from here, and again we save that community inside the users collection. So why we do this is, like if a user joins inside a community, we can save that community's details inside the users collection also. So here inside the users collection, I have once again created a collection called communities inside the users collection. As you can see here, users, another collection called communities, and there is this one unique document, and this is actually the id of the community that this user has joined. So as you can see, the user has joined this community called the Anand Sagar College of Engineering. So the user also has a list, also the users collection also has a list of communities that the user has actually joined. So here so inside the join community, we actually again save the name and the id of the community, and all this is saving details inside the database. So retrieving data from the database is actually a little more complicated. So if ma'am asks that what about retrieving the data from the community, you can say that I have like that is part of Android, so I have written code for everything. You guys have written only code for saving the data inside the database. So I know this is a very long video, so just refer it completely, and yeah, that's all. Bye.